Merrill, you've seen a lot of great Eagles football. You've seen your share of bad Eagles football. Where does this season rank for you?
I can tell you point blank that in modern Eagles history, and throughout my career, and as you know, this is my 48th year, this is the best team, most complete team that I've ever been around.
That is saying something. So I'm curious, we know what it's like for the players as they get set for the Super Bowl, all the hoopla. What's it like for the broadcaster? What's your week before the big game like? And are there any extra butterflies at the Super Bowl, or is it, you've been doing it almost 50 years, been there, done that?
No, there are no extra butterflies before the Super Bowl. However, I can tell you there are butterflies before every game.
Really? Okay.
Going back to the preseason. You know, Jason, the preseason games are the toughest to do.
Why?
Because you have a 90-man roster, and many of them are only known to their mothers. Yeah. So you really are memorizing these guys. When you come to the Super Bowl with this game, I mean, all of us, how many times have we seen the Chiefs this year? Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, Thursday Night Football.
True.
You come home from a game, and there they are in the 4 o'clock game. So I've seen the Chiefs. I feel like I know the Chiefs almost as well as I know the Eagles. But as far as the commitment the week of the Super Bowl, that is another story. Sometimes in the past, I went down with the team for the entire week. Now they have such a large traveling party, and plus it's just as easy for me to prepare at home and then fly down on Friday. But when you talk about what you have in commitments, you're getting television stations, you're getting radio stations, not just connected with the teams, but from all over the country.
I need to know the Merrill Reese keys for an Eagles Super Bowl win. What do they have to do? What do they maybe not have to do?
You have to keep Patrick Mahomes contained inside the tackles. I watched so many games this year, including the AFC Championship, where he can wiggle and he can get out of anything, but once you get him outside the tackles, he can run around the end for a first down. That's where Buffalo lost him. They couldn't stop him where you think they had him contained, and then he has great speed, and he takes off and he picks up 12 yards. Number two, I think, and this has been big throughout the entire playoffs, you have to win the turnover battle.
That is key.
I mean, the only reason Washington played the Eagles in the NFC Championship game is because they got 5 gifts from Detroit. The Eagles have been a terrific team in terms of the turnovers this year. I mean, counting the playoffs, they have had over 20 turnovers. That is their turnover differential.
Right. Eagles have had a long list of great running backs. You can go back to Wilbur Montgomery, off right tackle in 1980. Westbrook, Shady McCoy. I know it's only been a year, and maybe there's some recency bias. Is Saquon Barkley the best running back the Eagles have ever had?
Yes. And you named Wilbur Montgomery, and he was a great one. And Brian Westbrook, I used to call him the Wizard of Westbrook. He was a great player. Ricky Waters was awfully good in his short stay. Shady McCoy has all the records, the long-term records for the season. But the big record was yards gained in a season, and that was Saquon Barkley, who went over 2,000. And actually, in this Super Bowl, can set the all-time record for yards gained in a season and plus the playoffs.
Wow. I know from talking to you over the years, you don't like giving predictions. So I'll ask it like this. Any parades coming up anytime soon?
I would say there's a pretty good chance.
Okay.
I would say there's a pretty good chance. The roster, top to bottom, the Eagles are a better team.
I agree.
Jalen Hurts has played spectacularly. He's hardly ever given up the ball since the 4th week of the season. His turnover, his taking care of the ball security has been great. He's completed almost 70% of his passes. He's been a great quarterback. But Patrick Mahomes is the X factor. Here's another key. You want the Eagles to be leading by 2 scores going into that 2-minute warning.
Yes, I
agree.
agree.
You do not want the Eagles up by 7 and the ball in Patrick Mahomes' hands.
I don't think our hearts can take that.
All bets are off.
What would it mean to you to call another Super Bowl win?
It would be glorious. It would be wonderful. And I'd enjoy it just as much as anyone. And as I always say, it would make me so happy for these wonderful, passionate, devoted fans.